past 3 years, they've been plagued with injuries, and that $1.4 billion Chase Center, it is yet to host a playoff game. Now, that's all about to change, even if we don't know what their first-round opponent, who they're going to be just yet. But it was the Lakers last night, and Chase Center was sold out. No LeBron, AD, Russ, or any playoff implications in this one. Just Klay Thompson going to work. He scored a team-high 33 points, including 6 for 10 from deep. And the Warriors, they won easily. But Steve Kerr was especially impressed after this one.
I thought it was Klay's best game, too. You know, I know he's scored more, but just in terms of this shot selection, he just had his feet on the ground underneath him. His balance was great. You know, in the playoffs, your best players have to perform, and I really like where Klay is now. I think he's strung together some good games, and he just looks more comfortable and more relaxed out there.
NBA senior writer Marc Spears joins us now. So you just heard Steve Kerr. You heard him say that. Can the Warriors depend on this version of Klay in the playoffs?
Oh, they can now. They can now. You know, it took a while for him to get his rhythm back after being out for 2 years. You got to catch up with the speed of the game, mentally and physically. But that textbook shot that Matt Barnes is teaching his sons that they need to teach it to why to the children is back. You know, the big thing about that is the balance. Look at Klay yesterday, the three-point shot, the mid-range, the layups. He had balance yesterday that they probably have not seen since 2019. So if you combine that with the fact that there's going to be no back-to-backs in the playoffs, he's going to get a nice rest, there'll be days off between games. Yes, the balance, the shot, the old Klay is finally back.
All right, so the most important question in the Bay, though, will Steph be ready for game 1 of the playoffs?
That's a little more complicated. The word I'm getting right now is questionable. He's going to ramp things up starting next week. The good thing about this situation for Steph and the Warriors is the play-in game allows them to have like 5 extra days. So the Warriors, after they play Sunday night in New Orleans, they could come back and Steph could potentially play in some practices. But right now he's just doing light shooting. There's nothing physical. There's nothing that he's involved with. But, you know, they got about a week and to incorporate him. So my guess right now is questionable, possibly even a game time decision for April 16th or 17th.
Okay, so Steph, Klay, and Draymond, they played a total of 11 minutes together this season. That's it. Less than 1/4 of an NBA game. So how is this team going to find chemistry on the fly here?
Well, Malik, I'm going to go back to March 14th. On that day, the Warriors beat Washington 126-112. It was Steph's 34th birthday, but it was also Draymond's first game back since January 6th. And really is the only game that Steph, Klay, and Draymond have truly played together. But when Draymond came into the game, he wasn't even in the game just 11 seconds off the bench. And he did a little screen and got Steph the ball. He got assists and screens that got Steph easier shots. Steph had 47 that game or something like that. After the game, Steph said, no matter how much time we have off, we can get it right back. Think this too, or keep this in mind too. Iguodala and Looney, those 5 guys have been knowing each other for years. So I believe Steph, assuming he's playing, I don't have no problems with the chemistry.
Absolutely. All right, the Warriors, thank you, Marc Spears. They have won over 70% of their games with Steph. Only the Suns have won a higher percentage of their games this season. But even after winning their last 3 games, the Warriors are only 6-10 without Steph. That would rank 24th in the NBA if they put up that win percentage for the full season. So at this point, we really haven't seen the Warriors at full strength in almost 3 years. So, Matt, do you think their championship window is still open here?
Yes, I definitely think their window's still open, Malika. And the reason why I picked this team to win the championship, and I'm still haven't given up on them, because if Steph can come back healthy, I still feel for what everything Mark said. These guys know each other like the back of their hand. Although it may take a few minutes, maybe a quarter, They just know. Draymond knows how to screen, knows how to pass. These guys know how to play each other. And then the emergence of Jordan Poole, who's in the six-man or most improved conversation. Kuminga, GP Jr. on defense, Otto Porter Jr., Iggy being a super vet. They were able to reload. They were able to reload their bench, which was very important because the bench played such a key role in their championship runs. So I say if these guys can get healthy, there's still a chance because they're that good and they know each other that well.
You're a super vet. I like that word.
Appreciate
It's a good term.
You're our super vet.
Yeah, absolutely. Right here between us two. I absolutely think that the Warriors championship window is still open and still wide open. They've had a couple bumps and bruises along the way, transitioning from, ever since KD left, refining their identity, getting all their star players healthy, and then also getting back to their number one identity, which is development.
And
you're
strength
seeing,
in numbers.
Oh, strength in numbers and development. You're seeing these decisions happen. So, yeah, maybe this season it's been, they came out of the gates hot, and I agree with you, Matt. The fact that they came out of the gates hot makes you think that, okay, once they get everyone back, they might just that rest might be the best thing for Steph Curry and his shot when it comes to, the postseason. I think it's more so about the next few years. These guys, they are committed to one another in a way that we rarely see in team sports. They continue to develop, and it feels like they just have all the answers when it comes to, being able to maintain themselves at a high level each and every year.
I feel like after this season, the Warriors have about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Next playoffs, Steph will be 35. Klay will be 33. Draymond will be 33. So I still feel like those guys right there, if they continue
I give it like
to stay
3
strong,
years, 4 years.
But then I think by the time, by the time
this.
Steph is 36, that's when you start thinking Ja's going to be at the top of his game.
Sure.
Book is going to still be a monster.
Luka.
There's going to be other guys coming. So I feel this year, if they can get healthy, they still have a chance. Next year, health, Wiseman back, and maybe them adding a piece we're not expecting could really keep them in contention. When Steph turns 36 in 2 years, that'll, to me, will probably be their last run with this core group.
Right, and I'm also looking forward to seeing, okay, what can a Jordan Poole do in the playoffs? We've seen him
too.
emerge. Andrew Wiggins, an all-star this year, such a key part of what they did in that first half of the season. How can he play? And then Jonathan Kuminga has just been the energizer bunny for
So
them.
much fun.
What is going to happen for him?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.